Hello everyone and welcome to my channel for another edition of the Weekly Forex Analysis. So in this video we are going to make a forecast for the upcoming week about the most traded Forex pairs and some extra pairs on the financial market. So let's get started with the EURUSD. As usual, guys, this is the daily chart, and as you can see we have a very nice uptrend, and currently we are in a correction to the downside. Now previously I have marked these levels, okay, and that's it. We have the support and resistances. So as you can see, the 50% very nice support area, very huge consolidation right here between the 38% and the 50%, and another a little bit more far away zone is this area right here. So currently we are in a correction, and I expect this to continue at least to this support area or even to the 50% zone area. That would be nice. But what exactly do we have here? If we go to the 4-hour chart, we have this channel. So in this week, how I traded this pair: first I have noticed this little channel right here. So it's a symmetrical channel. Price was going very nicely, but suddenly price broke above this resistance and created this new higher high, which made the price later resist from this area of support and to go back again bullish. And that was nice. Now we have this descending channel, and what you clearly can see on this chart, guys, is that after this huge move, the next move is more of a sideways. So this looks much more as a correction than to actually some sort of a strong trend. So I expect this to be just a correction. So if we place the Fibonacci here and let's go to the 1-hour chart, we can see that price have stopped at the 50% of the Fibonacci retracement and can go bearish at any time, any moment. Also, another interesting thing is that around the 61% we have very nice resistance area. So we have this high over here and we have these lows over here. So we're gonna mark this area, and also we have the resistance of the very same channel that we have talked about. So I expect price to push a little bit more to the upside, and then if we see a rejection, it can go bearish. Okay, so another opportunity, if price goes bullish and break this resistance, it will definitely chase these previous highs. We have highs here, so that is another opportunity, and only from then it can reject to the downside. This is also a potential scenario. So we are looking at the big map here, so I want to show you all the possible scenarios. Also, of course, price is in an uptrend overall on the daily chart, as you can see, so it can continue even higher with the first target, these previous lows and these highs actually. So in my opinion it should continue go bearish. And another thing that I want to share with you is the head and shoulders pattern, traded not as a reversal but as a continuation pattern, and that happens the best usually after we have a lower low and then a higher lows. Then if price rejects from this area and create the right shoulder, and if then we break the neckline, which is here, then we can continue with the trend to the downside nearly as much as is the size of the whole pattern. So let's measure it. Let's apply it after the breakout, and that aligns pretty much with the channel target and the 38.1% of the Fibonacci retracement. And that is a perfect target and a perfect setup for me to trade the next week. So that's it for this chart, guys. And I move on to the next one. So the next one, GBP USD, and the same thing we can see here, also bullish trend, and currently in a sideways range, which is actually a descending channel. If we go to the 4-hour chart, we can see it with our own eyes, and this is something interesting, not as much attractive for me as the Euro USD, but if again Euro continue go a little bit bullish until the resistance of the channel, here we can see the same thing. Price should go and test these previous highs and the resistance of the channel. Then if it rejects, we have pretty enough space to go all the way down to this previous low, and maybe even lower if we break it. So that's it for this chart. Of course, if we go bullish, break the channel, then probably we will chase this order block, this liquidity zone right here. So that is also potential scenario. But now let's move on and see Euro GBP. And on this chart, guys, you can see an interesting setup, not the best one, but we have this rising wedge. Again, not the best one because we have not the best looking trade, very choppy market, but still we can try to trade it, and this is what I did. So we have this breakout, a serious breakout to the downside, so we broke this trend, and I waited to price to pull back a little bit so I can short and try to go bearish with the current momentum. So we have had this pullback. Of course, here you can see that I wasn't patient enough, so much better sell it would be if I waited price to retest the trend line, but still we are in a trend and still in a trade, I mean, and we are still for now profitable. So if price continue go bearish, we can chase the whole target of this wedge, the whole size of this wedge. So the breakout is here, that's why I'm gonna take my point from here, not from here, but even from this point. You see that actually I can get a good profit. I usually take the less greedy target, so I have set my take profits here, and this is what I expect to see from the market. If it doesn't happen, then the risk is very small. This is about 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio. So if I lose 50. If I go plus, that's bucks for my fat pockets. Okay, guys, and now let's switch to some more interesting chart. We have the GBP JPY, and here I have, let's check that later, USD JPY. Okay, that's it, that's the thing. As you can see, very nice bullish trend and a correction till the 50% zone area. So let's mark this support area right here and leave it like this. So if we go to the daily and the 4-hour chart, we can see the price is trending pretty strongly bullish. Now, what can you expect? We can expect from this market. As you can see, there is no reason to short here, even though we have some liquidity zone here. I don't think that it would be enough for the price to reverse its trend. So in my opinion, we're going back bullish with the creation of new higher highs. First target probably this high over here. Then why not another correction, and another higher high. This is just how I see the market, what is most likely to happen. Of course, it can reject and pull back a little bit, maybe even test some of these previous highs, these lows right here. That would be interesting, but I will not touch this market yet. Or maybe just some 1 hour, 4 hour trades. You see the bullish trend, buy low, sell high. That's a nice thing. Whew. What else do we have, guys? We have USD ZAR, and on this chart the price is pretty bullish, but I want to share with you one trade that I took. Not the best one because price is very choppy, as you can see, but here you can clearly see the triple top pattern. So if we mark this whole range like this, I will not catch this extremium. So this is one trade that I took in the beginning of the last week. So I saw price broke out from this area, and this you can only see on the 30-minute time frame. Okay, so we have closed pretty nicely, and then price started pulling back. So I took a sell from the resistance. So this support right here turned into resistance, and I shorted the pair, and after some short consolidation, price rejected and went to the downside with a stop loss, I believe somewhere here. I amassed the pips all the way down to this target right here. So how we measure the target? We take the whole pattern, we apply it after the breakout which happens here, and we see that we can take all the way down. We can take profit all the way down somewhere here at this previous resistance. So I'm not that greedy with the take profit target, so I usually take like 80 or 90% of the take profit. So my exit was somewhere here, even though we could amass much more to the downside. Okay, and that's it. Now on this market, guys, price is currently in an uptrend, and even though we have a very nice sell signal here from a resistance area, I will not take this trade as a sell opportunity because we're in a bullish trend. Okay, and we don't have a reversal chart pattern, which I usually wait before entering buy or sell trade. For example, here you have the head and shoulders pattern or something like this at least, and price is reversing to the upside. Here you have another triple top, yeah, actually pattern, which did a nice pullback to the downside. Here we have the double bottom and so on and so on. But for now, price is overall bullish. And I want to tell you guys that here we have this resistance, but now if the price continue go bullish, it can actually break this resistance, because usually when price test a resistance, pulls back and continue going back bullish, it usually breaks on the second attempt the resistance, and this is something you can see many times in the past. Let's see. For example, here we have the resistance right here, right? So price reached these points, we reach this point, corrects, and then on the second attempt it breaks the resistance. It's something that I really have seen through the years of trading, and I want to share with you. Now let's go to the GBP JPY. That is some interesting chart. So here we have formed very nice consolidation, which I actually traded 1-2 weeks ago. So let's see what we have here. I remember I have scalped here bullish to the end of this resistance, and then when we break, I could manage to enter cheap here and take all the profit until these previous highs. And that was a nice trade. So I actually expected price to reach this point, because if we go to the daily, let's go to the daily and zoom in. This is actually the 61% zone area, and that was my target. Also, we have these previous lows here, which is a resistance for the price, and to add a little bit more, we have this downtrend. So that is a third point from this trend line, and now we probably should go bearish, maybe back to this support area and then break it out bullish, continuing with the trend. Let's see what we have on the bigger chart. Well, that's it. Of course we can break out pretty much more sooner, but that's not that interesting market for me right now. So let's move to the next market and let's see what we have on gold. So on the daily chart you can see a strong bullish trend with current correction, and now again we have some strong bullish momentum. And why does this happen? Well, if you place your Fibonacci numbers, you can see that actually price broke from went bullish from the 50-61 point zone area, and actually we have a very nice support zone marked earlier, so I could profit from this gold recovery. And how? I'll show you right now on the 4-hour chart. So as you can see, we were trending to the downside. Okay, I was trading scalp trades on the short side, but then suddenly the price have recovered pretty nicely with this 4-hour engulfing candle. So as usual, I take these trades when price bounces off of important support area, which we have had right here. So I entered a buy trade somewhere here with the expectations the price to continue go back all the way up to the previous daily resistance. So stop loss, of course, below the previous lows, somewhere here. And also I have noticed one resistance right here. So we reached it very soon on the next hours, and then price started correcting. And I also notice on the 1-hour chart, if we go and zoom it out, zoom it in, motherfucker, to them a little bit speaking like this, guys, so bear with that. So I have seen this support area right here and decided to enter a second trade, which is a little bit bigger but with a shorter term target. Okay, so let's check it out. I have bought right here and I went for a profit somewhere here. So this was a scalp trade. After a short time consolidation, it finally broke and reached our target. Then the price went to this resistance, rejected for a while in Friday, but finally broke above even this zone. So I expect this gold price to continue to our target, the next daily resistance area, but I exited my trade at the end of last week just to secure some profits, because I don't know what will happen. And if price pulls back to this area once again, I would be ready to buy and finally hit my second target, which is somewhere here. And that is what I expect for gold for now. Of course, from there we should see how the market reacts. There should be some sort of a consolidation, and depending on the market we will decide should it continue bullish or it should reject and go bearish. So that's it for this market, guys. Let's move to the US 30, NAS 100, S&P and the other markets. So on this chart I have found very interesting trade on the 1-hour chart. So let's mark it up. First we need this channel. Where is the channel? Okay, so I was trading also during this channel, right? Sells from here, sells from here, but then finally price broke above the channel. I also sold here, but it hit my stop loss and then rallied to the downside. Well, I have noticed the price started actually breaking the channel, so I have placed a trend line from the highs that got broken, and I have noticed this falling wedge pattern, which usually after a breakout goes nearly as much as is the size of the whole pattern. Oops. So let's apply it, and I have set take profit target at this previous high right here, so the price just continued, rallied, and now it's even higher than this target. So we have a trend reversal, guys, at least for now. Price is going bullish, so if it corrects, it should continue go bullish again. But since other hand, if we go to the daily chart, you can see here that we have something like a triangle pattern, very interesting one. So if this pattern is true, after we retest this resistance, price can continue go bearish and should chase a target nearly as much as the size of the whole pattern. So if we apply this after the breakout, which happened here, we should find a take profit target somewhere here. But because we have these lows over here, I will set it like this. So I will watch this area, and if we get a rejection from there, I will set my take profit target here, and I will short with the current reversal. Also, if we place the Fibonacci retracement, here we have the 50% resistance zone, and all these lows act as a resistance, and then we even have this 61% retracement zone, which also can act as resistance, and hopefully we can get this trade done, but for now it's a little risky, and I don't want to trade it, because if we go to the S&P 500, as you can see here, we are below resistance, so price can still reject and continue bearish to finally retest this trend, but maybe this retest was all the price needed and will continue go back bullish. Also, you have a trend here for so pretty much of bullish signals on this chart, and I will not enter before I see more of a confirmations. On the NAS 100 you can see another picture that we have broken above this resistance area, and we also have the double bottom pattern, so price can easily continue go bullish and chase these previous highs, which is exactly the size of this double bottom pattern. Okay, in other case we can watch this high right here and this low as this support and resistance area, and if we reject it we can continue to the downside, but that's too much sci-fi and I don't want to rely on that. So the last chart that I want to show you guys is the US oil, and here we have another interesting consolidation. So we have this triangle pattern, or if we remove it we just have this rectangle support and resistance, and before we break it we don't take any trades, but if finally price breaks out it can go bullish super nicely to these previous highs if it goes bullish, because actually we have started breaking these downtrends. Or if it goes bearish it will be just traded as a flag pattern. Okay, so be careful here in case of a false bullish breakout and price actually continue bearish with the trend after a successful flag pattern. So that's it for this market, guys. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're trading successfully, and I wish you that for the next week and the upcoming months. So stay tuned for more videos like this. Hit the like button and see you in the next videos. Peace.